my house is for the 17th Street Canal levee break is 2 blocks away, and it was probably 1 week that before I was able to get to it by boat, because all the division that I was in was fighting fires and in town, and we were working pretty much around the clock. And they had other crews in different parts of the city that were doing boat rescues and all. So finally, about 1 week after, I was able to get one of the guys that was going out on the boats to go ahead and met them where they were launching at and take me to my house. And it was kind of strange because that area had 8 feet of water in it. So my house had 8 feet of water in it. And you don't realize that when you don't recognize landmarks, that they were asking me where to turn down, and it was hard. All I saw was trees, so it was kind of hard to manipulate and see where you were going to go. But once we got onto the street, and one of the things that amazed me is that the lowest of telephone lines on a pole actually almost hit me in the chest, because that's how high the water was. But I guess you're just in a state of shock that what I was seeing, your house underwater like that. The water was right under the gutter of the house, tied off to the gutter of the house, and stepped onto the roof of my house. Kind of looked over and could see inside the window of my bedroom with the mattress floating and all, and it was like surreal. I guess like it's just strange to see that, and amazing. It didn't really settle in till after I got back that night, and it started to hit you that, you know, your life's changed forever, and you got a lot of pieces to pick up and move on. So then about maybe a half a week later, I had the opportunity to go back again. And it was, I guess I just needed to go and see again. And went back again, and you know, same effect, just seeing it like that. But I think when it really settled in was after about a month. It took a month for them to pump the city out of water. And you got to understand, you couldn't just drive there. The mud was so thick and deep all over the streets. You had to wait for the plows to come through and plow the street. So we were able to get to the house, and everything's just mud and a gray dead color. Everything dead. You don't hear birds or anything. You had to bust through the front door because of the wood was swollen. And I think the stench in the sight there was worse than seeing the water. When you see the water, that's one thing. But when you really see all your stuff from one room was in another room, furniture all piled up. Another thing that amazed me was a bookshelf that I had. It had a pile of books without the shelf. And it was like, where did the shelf go? And realized it was particle board, sand dust glued together. The water took all of that, and so the bookshelf was gone and just a pile of books. So, you know, it was just a surreal thing to see and all. And then we started going back and just start opening up walls and trying to throwing stuff out and all, but it was so hot and all, it was hard to do, and it was hard to work at that. And it started to sit in deep and deep as you were throwing memories and part of your life out every day. I never thought I'd live on the front lawn of my home, but for 6 months I lived in a FEMA trailer on the front lawn. Had some electricity back there, so was able to hook up, but again, it was just a dead area back there and all. But I was fortunate that firemen have side jobs. I had a fireman that was a contractor, and he got right on to working on my house and all. So in a period of about 1 year, pretty much, I was able to be one of the first people to move back into my neighborhood in a totally gutted, renovated house, but same structure that was before.